I thought I'll mention that. Now let me go to one of the main things I wanted to deal with this morning. Let me hustle and find it. I am going to deal with hold on, let me jump this one. I want to first deal with this allegation, this other allegation with Ameir Ahmad, one of the principal in Sheriff Group. Let me see. Okay. Let me deal with that first. Let me deal with that. How do I start? I start by showing you a video. Let me show you this video here. It's trending. It's trending around the place. Where it is. Look at this.
Where's that here? Who got the key? I don't know, boy. I don't know, boy. I don't know, boy. Who got the key? Grab it, grab it. Grab who got the key? I don't know, boy. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Who got the key? I don't know, bro. Who got the key? I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Check the car, bro. Check the car. Check the car. Don't fucking bro. That's how I tell you. Right? Who very fucking key? You give me the key? They don't come back here, man, son.
Well, you're sorry there for yourself. The person with the spade beating up this man is alleged to be Ameir Ahmad of the Sheriff group of companies. You know, they get Sheriff Hospital, Sheriff Security, Sheriff Construction, getting a lot of contract from the government, everything. This is the same man, Sheriff, same man, well, not Sheriff, Ameir Ahmad, who, and this is not an allegation. So I ain't gonna be like them and use, say, alleged. Who gave, according to Ikin, the commissioner, who gave Ikin $8.5 million, he said to organize the wedding of then Assistant Commissioner Calvin Brutus. Say Ameir Ahmad. And a lot of people talking about the animal farm, where certain people can do anything and get away with it. It simply means, in the case of Ameir Ahmad, you pay your $8.5 million to the commissioner, and you buy immunity from all charges, because that is not the only thing that he was involved in. There are many other matters where he is alleged to have assaulted his wife and alleged to have been in other activities, but nothing had happened. Nothing has happened and nothing will happen. That is the situation. That is where we live. And you know, the arrogance of the man is alleged, well, this is an allegation, that the man, after that and all the outcry and so on that you see in social media, look what, they say he posted this. This hardware, Sheriff Hardware, apparently they have some hardware store in Lethem, and say, now available, powerful spades. What I say? Can also be used to recover stolen items from thieves. That is what the man writes. Only available at our Lethem location. That is arrogance. That is arrogance. Right? But he can do that because, as I've said, the man, he can say he took $8.5 million from me. So he's now untouchable until they touch the wrong person. Until they touch or till he touches the wrong person. And as I said, this is not an isolated incident. Some time back, it was his wife reported at breakdown that he smashed some vase into her head. I remember that story very well. And what happened? The police at Brigham, because apparently he lives in Providence Station District, said, well, she must go there. Said, I think she did get medical attention because she went there in the company of someone else. Providence can deal with it. We did not know about the matter. He was never arrested as far as I'm aware. He was never arrested. Nothing more about that matter. Then we had this story too, where, let me show you this one. I did my research last night. Y'all remember this? Look. That one, he was alleged to have gotten into some accident across the river. And you see, let me show you the next part of that same incident there. Look.
2 men were shot and killed after.
No, not that one. Let me, oh, here it is.
Fresh anything.
Who's this person, man?
Yo! Push off!
And what you saw there in the second video is following this accident the first clip showed, is alleged that those men you saw there were employees of the company. See man with long gun and all them type of thing. They just catchy put in a vehicle and spirited them away from the accident scene. Nothing more you hear about that. Nothing more we have not heard about that. And then too, we had another incident. There are several incidents involving this individual. Several incidents where allegations. I remember one where in the area he lives, they had some community there, some neighborhood community. And he and one of the men got into some misunderstanding, and he went to, he threatened the man, he threatened him. So he went to the Providence police station and made some report. Police locked up the man. Police locked up the man just like that. He was there, picture with him at the station. The police locked up the man. And then he had an employee. This is back in 2023, I think it was. Christopher Lee alleged that he was tortured by Ameir Ahmad and some other employees. The allegation against Lee is that they had some payroll, they used to do cash in transit, and some container was missing with money. They alleged that Lee might have been involved. He was held by these people, beaten, tortured. That's the allegation Lee made. Lee went down so far to say that Ameir Ahmad, they stripped him naked. Ameir Ahmad fondled his genitals. They spray Lysol on him. Then they show him pornographic films, trying to get him to get an erection. These are sick people. That was the allegation. Sick. What has happened? I don't recall him even being called in by the police to be questioned in relation to any one of these allegations. Are you surprised? The man bought immunity. The man has bought immunity $8.5 million immunity. I don't know what is the price now. So all of you who are moaning and groaning that this man seemed to be able to do anything, maybe you can go and find out what is the going price now. Find out what is the going price for immunity. And if you want to be treated in the manner in which Ameir Ahmad is treated, then pay up Jackie Opel, man. Go and visit Mr. Opel, and then once you visit Mr. Opel and you stump up, then you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do. You get how many guns you want. And they got a little people, some people referring to sheriff security as a mini army, a militia. That is what you have, a militia. And let me tell you, let me play this one because this one's a little lengthy, but I think it is important for it to be played for you to understand this thing about Ameir, especially with the same Lee person and other allegations. Listen, this is what we call B-Man. Listen to what the B-Man had to say about this.
What's been going on with Mr. Christopher Lee, which is the gentleman at the center of the allegations leveled against Ameir Ahmad, the managing director of Sheriff Security Services, Sheriff Group of Companies, that he was beaten and tortured by Ameir and a group of other people in relation to an accusation that he had stolen money from Sheriff in a cash in transit run. So this gentleman, man, is standing because I spoken to him, right? I saw he made a comment first, and it seemed crazy that somebody would leave a comment like that, and it was full of detail. Okay, so I decided I would call the person because you never know, it could have been Ameir or one of these propagandists trying to paint a wild picture because it was a crazy story, right? I called the gentleman to verify its authenticity, and after hearing him speak, I believe him. I don't believe everybody. Okay, I don't believe everybody. I believe this man. He has done an interview, and you guys will see soon enough. But things have taken a turn for the worse, I would say, for this victim. Now, let me first tell you about the accusations, if you haven't been following along, and then I will tell you what is happening currently. It's 2:20 a.m. on the 21st of March, Friday, 21st of March. And let me tell you what's been going on up to a few minutes ago. So, first of all, this gentleman, because of revelations that have been coming out about Ameir Ahmad, which I've been playing a major part in revealing that the government has effectively put the security of our nation, because sheriff do guard a lot of state assets, all right? They guard a lot of the oil and gas assets. They've put the hands of our nation in the hands of a crime family, all right? So I've been bringing that out with evidence to show that Ameir is wanted in the US to face charges for mortgage fraud, just like his uncle. And he actually defrauded people of over $1 million, fled back to Guyana. And victims have been coming forward. People have been calling me from as far afield as California, right, to say that, yes, this is the Ameir, because he was trying to set up Azruddin Mohammed. That's the information that drew my attention to the nefarious things he was doing behind the scenes. And as a part of that, someone felt that they could leave this comment because now is the time that Ameir has been unmasked to the public. Now is the time to speak about some of the things he's been doing in private. And what came out was this allegation. So he was accused of being the person that stole a bag of money that was missing from one of these cash runs. The police were not called in. Charges were not filed against this man. He alleges that he was taken to a room. He was beaten. He was stripped naked. He was handcuffed at one point. His eyebrows were shaved. Ameir fondled his genitals. He said he held his penis, so he was sexually assaulted. And he was made to watch porn at some point. Horrible things were done to this man over the course of 2 hours. And there were 8 other people allegedly in the room. And Ameir himself participated in the beating. Now, in his rebuttal, Ameir came on the news and said that, no, he never did anything like that. He is not abusive. He was not there. He said he don't know if they dig some slap in him, but he doesn't know anything. However, this gentleman this morning, I know for a fact, he went and he did some of his interviews this morning. He dropped his children to school. He went and did some interviews relating to the story that broke about him being tortured, his allegations that he was tortured and beaten by Ameir and a crew of henchmen. And then he went on his way to work, as he does. He works as a bus driver. So he went on his route and he worked all day. And then at some point, he had to go collect something from office of the Prime Minister. And he got a call this afternoon that Ameir and the chief of sheriff security were down at the police station to make a complaint that he had found them and pulled a gun on them in the course of the day. Christopher then got a call from the police saying that this allegation was made and he was asked to come down to the station. He asked the police, "Can you ask that guy to say what clothes I was wearing, what color clothes I was wearing?" Perhaps the police wouldn't reveal that information anyway. But they refused. They insisted he come down to the station. He naturally is fearful for his life. He has PTSD because of the incident that happened. And like I said, I really do believe this man. He told me his story. We had a video chat and I could see the emotion in him. I believe him. Period. Okay. So he is already traumatized by the first beating he had. And what happened? He went and he made a police report. There is evidence out there and all of this will come to light. He made a police report. Ameir came through the police, offered him a settlement of $1.5 million. I think he tried to negotiate it to $3 million or something. Ameir then threatened the life of his child. The police at some point told him that the evidence could disappear, things could happen. Basically, he was forced to drop the case. You will find out more details of this later because I said there will be an interview coming out about this story, right? Because other people have picked up on it. It's horrific, right? So after all of that, Ameir is the person that goes to the police to allege that this man came today, a day after his accusation broke. And this happened in 2023. So in this whole time, he's not seen this guy, but a day after he broke the accusation to the press, he somehow found Ameir and pulled a gun on him. Now, the police, after this accusation, went to this man's house where his wife and his children were home, and they ransacked his house. They ransacked his house looking for guns, drugs, and ammunition. Now, the police would have done something similar to me when I filmed a crime taking place by a police vehicle. They didn't go to the place where it was happening. They came to my house to ransack my house for guns, drugs, and ammunition, and then kidnapped me. That story is already covered, right? We're focusing on Mr. Lee, but I'm just saying this is a pattern of behavior. You can see Melly Mel has been arrested just after the government said that they're going to pay money, right, to lobby the Trump government for people that tell lies on the government. Though Melly Mel always comes through with her receipts. I don't agree with her approach, the way that she speaks sometimes, but she comes through with receipts more often than not. I showed you how Ameir fabricates things. That was the thrust of most of the last few pieces I've done, right? Where he's paying somebody to fabricate evidence linking Azruddin to the murder of Paper Sharks, where he was trying to set up fake WhatsApp conversations, right? Where he was trying to desecrate the image of his daughter. I've showed you how he participates in forgery. He's made deep fake AI videos of Ameir and posted it, of Azruddin, and posted it to the Guyana Daily News page and Backlash, both of which are controlled by Ameir, the managing director of Sheriff. So the police ransacked his house, and then a sheriff vehicle pulled up at his house to question his wife and to question his neighbors about his whereabouts. There are security cameras in the area, and there are people that will verify what I'm saying to you now. And then it was not enough. They kept calling his phone, and then 2 police on motorcycles have been going to his house every hour. It's now 2:27. The last visit was around 1 o'clock, I would say, or just before 1 o'clock. So he was not able to go home. I've posted about this a little while ago. I got in touch with a few lawyers. I'm very appreciative. I want to say that to those of you that reached out to me. I really do feel, as you all know, I am not a member of a party, but I feel as I am a member of a community of concerned people, of people that are concerned for each other. I'm grateful for the people that were able to consult with me on this matter. We've got some legal representation for Mr. Lee, and right now we're in the process of negotiating with a more senior police officer to have the police stop tormenting his family and harassing him and allow him to go into the station tomorrow to face these charges that he pulled a gun on the man that beat and tortured him just a couple years ago. So that's the update. I'm posting this now. It's 2:28. By 3 o'clock it's going to be up, 3 a.m. So you guys see it hopefully the first thing when you wake up, and I will give you more updates as the day progresses. So down with dictatorship and freedom for Mr. Lee, and we should not tolerate the persecution of our citizens in this manner. This is not the kind of country I would like to live in, and I sure hope you can look at this from your own perspective and see this could happen to anybody, right? There is no way that a victim should end up being victimized once again by their victimizer. I've met a few people like that in my life, but that more on this later, guys.
Yeah, folks, yeah, you already there. So you gotta insight us to this character and the type of control, the type of the impunity with which this man operates. That is the one Guyana that they talk about. That is the one Guyana. So the most recent thing, as we've said, this man now, he could do whatever he wants to do. This is what came up over the weekend. The order about what happened to the employee, torture. Then when they done torture, including stripping him, playing with his genitals, spraying Lysol on his genitals, trying to show him. And this is the sick part. You torture a man, and then you're going to show you pornographic film or something, trying for him to get an erection. Why you want to get an erection? You're telling me them is not sick people? You're telling me that anyone who participates in such an act is not a sick man? Sick mentally? And then, I'm going to show you back this here yesterday now. Look.
Where's that here? Who got the key? I don't know, boy. I don't know, boy. I don't know, boy. Who got the key?
Well, you see, in that the evidence is there, threatening the man, assaulting the man, and all sort of thing. Well, what's going to happen? They will give you a guilty sharer. You know what's a guilty sharer? When guilty sharer was asked at some international forum about the allegation against Jagdio that he takes $500,000 to facilitate Chinese business. Gail Teixeira said, and that alleged stuff said, because we see the thing. Gail Teixeira said that no report was made to the police, and the police can investigate. So they're going to do a Gail Teixeira with this one. They're going to tell you that no report was made to the police, so therefore there's nothing to investigate. There's no virtual complainant, nothing at all. That is where we live. But I say this, they're going to do till they're going to jump on the wrong person. You know, they say monkey know which limb to jump on, right? Monkey know which limb to jump on. You now run up our tree, you know. Monkey now running up our tree. You jump up and make all sorts of things. You palaver all over the place. You now mess around our tree. Countryman gonna know exactly what I'm talking about here. Now go around our tree. Right? But this is so, apparently, based on what we are there, some key is missing. And this is the way Ameir Ahmad is beating this man for him to say where the key, this key, whatever key. Whatever key. I don't know what key. They get different types of key. You get torn key, you get all sorts of key, you get pull key, you get all sorts of key. I don't know what type of key this man is being assaulted for. Right? But that is what we get. That is what we have. Now let me move on to this one.